Hello students, in previous lecture we have seen definition of congruence modulo n and some properties, right? Now in this lecture we are going to see theorem. So the statement is, first, if A is congruent to B modulo n and D is divides n, D divides n and D is greater than 0, then show that A is congruent to B modulo n. So this is the first part of the theorem. Second, if Ax is congruent to Bx modulo n and GCD of x and n, GCD of x and n is 1, means x and n are relatively prime, then A congruent to B modulo n, then A is congruent to B modulo n, that is cancellation law, which is cancellation law hold, cancellation law hold, right? And third is, if GCD of x and n is D and Ax is congruent to Bx modulo n, then A is congruent to B modulo W, where W is nothing but n upon D. So we will prove these three properties. So let's see the proofs. So proof of the theorem. First, so what we have given here, A is congruent to B modulo n and D divides n, then show that, our statement is A congruent to B modulo D here. So we have to prove A congruent to B modulo D. And second one, Ax congruent to Bx modulo n and GCD of x and n is 1, then A congruent to B modulo n. So let's prove of first. So what we have given, since what is given, A is congruent to B modulo n, and what we have given, D divides n, then by using definition of divisibility we see that n is equal to D into k for some k belongs to what, set of integers. So and A congruent to B modulo n, then by using definition of congruence modulo n relation. So what is the definition? N divides A minus B, right? Then by using definition of divisibility, what we say that A minus B is equal to n into k1 for some k1 belongs to set of integer. And what is value of n? And n is equal to dk. So using this value of n in this equation, so we will get A minus B is equal to dk into k1. So k1 k2 belongs to set of integer, then product of integers again integers, so I will write it as d into k2 for where k2 is equal to k into k1, which belongs to set of integers, and here A minus B. Then by using definition of divisibility, what we say that, so D divides A minus B, then by using definition of congruence, so I will write A is congruent to B modulo D. Hence the proof. So D is greater than 0 here, so D divides A minus B, and that's why I say A is congruent to B modulo D. Now second one, we have to prove Ax so if we have given Ax congruent to Bx modulo n, then show that if GCD of x and n is 1, then A congruent to B modulo n. So let's see proof of second part. So we will prove second part. So here what we have given, since Ax congruent to Bx, Ax congruent to Bx modulo n, and what we have given, GCD of x and n is equal to 1, so we will see later. So here what is the definition of congruence modulo n? So n divides Ax minus Bx, then by using definition of divisibility, what we say, Ax minus bx is equal to n into k for some k belongs to set of integers. So I will try take x as outside, x as a common, so a minus b into x is equal to n into k, right? Then by using definition of divisibility, how it can be written as, so n divides a minus b into x. So we have the theorem, that is Euclid's lemma. If p is prime and which divides a into b, then either p divides a or p divides b, right? Means if p divides product of two numbers, so a into b, then either p divides a or p divides b, right? So here n divides a minus b or n divides x, but what we have given, GCD of x and equal to 1 and GCD of x and n equal to 1, means n does not divide x, right? Because for example, suppose 2 and 3 has GCD 1, means what we say, 2 does not divide 3, right? Or 3 does not divide 2, right? So here what we have, GCD of x and n is equal to 1. So by using this theorem, what we say that, so n divides a minus b or n divides x, but n does not divide x, because GCD of x and n is equal to 1. So we say that, but n does not divide x, means n divides this product, means n should divide a minus b, which implies what we say, that n divides a minus b. Then by using definition of divisibility, how it can be written as, definition of congruence. So a is congruous to b modulo n. Hence the proof, a congruous to b modulo n, whenever we have given x congruous to bx modulo n and GCD of x and n is equal to 1, so we get a congruous to b modulo n. Now let's see third proof. So since what we have given, since GCD of x and n is d, then by using definition, if d is GCD of x and n, then what is the definition? D divides x and d divides n. So d divides x, then there exists, suppose k such that, so d divides x, then there exists k such that x is equal to d k, and so d divides n, then there exists another integer which is w, I will write. So n is equal to dw for some k and w belongs to set of integers, right? And what is the relation between k and w? So what we have given, x and n has GCD d. Suppose I will take numbers, so suppose I will take 4 and 6. So what is the greatest common divisor of 4 and 6? Which is 2, right? So means what we say, that 2 divides 4 and 2 divides 6, right? That is 4 upon 2, which is 2, means 2 divides 4, and 6 upon 2 means what? 3, means 2 divides 6, right? So here this can be written as, so 4 can be written as 2 into 2 and 6 can be written as 2 into 3, right? So here this is value of, so this can be written as, so here x has value 4 and n has value 6, right? So this can be written as in the form, x has value dk and n has value dw, right? D and d has value 2. So here also d is equal to dk1 dw, means d divides dk1, d divides dw, means k has value 2 and w has value 3. So here GCD of k and w is 1, means what we say, that here GCD of k and w is GCD of k and w, which is 1, right? Take any numbers. So here GCD of 4 and 6 is 2, so this can be written as 2 into 2, 2 into 3. So d is equal to dk and dw. So we have to say that GCD of k and w is always 1, right? So now what we have? Ax congruous to bx modulo n. Then by using definition, what we say? N divides ax minus bx. I will take x as a common, so n divides a minus b into x. So by using definition of divisibility, what we say? A minus b into x is equal to n into k2 for some k2 belongs to set of integer. But what we have? Value of d. So I will write this is equation number 1. So but value of n has value d into w. So I will write a minus b into x is equal to n. So n has value d, w into k2. So I will write w is outside. So d and k2 are set of integers. So I will write d k2 and here a minus b into x, right? So equation 1, x has also value, x has value d into k. So I will substitute here again. So here I get a minus b into what? D k is equal to dw. So x has value dk and n has value dw into k2. So here dd will get cancelled. So remaining term is a minus b is equal to dd cancel. Here a minus b into k is equal to w into k2, right? So here k2 belongs to what? Set of integers. Then by using definition of divisibility, what we say? That w divides a minus b into k, right? So again we have the property, if p is prime, p divides a into p, then either p divide a or p divides b. Here means what we say? That p divide a minus b or p divides k. That implies, here w divides a minus b or w divides k. But what we have? GCD of k and w is equal to 1. Means what we say? W does not divide k, since GCD of w and k is equal to 1. Means what? So w divides k is not possible. Means only possibility is w divides a minus b. Then by using definition of congruence, what we say? W divides a minus b means what? A is congruous to b modulo w. So where what is value of w? W is equal to, n is equal to w, means w is equal to n upon d. Hence the proof of the theorem. Let us see another theorem. So the statement is, if a is congruous to b modulo n, then show that GCD of a and n is same as GCD of b and n. So we will prove. So proof of the theorem is, we know that a is congruous to b modulo n, right? So using definition of congruence, what we say? N divides a minus b. From that we say a minus b is equal to n into k for some k belongs to set of integer. This is equation 1. Also here we have to show that GCD of a and GCD of an and GCD of bn should be same. So let us assume that, so GCD of an is d and GCD of bn is g, and finally show that both have same GCD. So let us assume GCD of an is equal to d and GCD of b and n is equal to g. So what is our claim? So what we have to prove? D is equal to g, right? So we have GCD of an is equal to d. Then by using the GCD theorem, what we say? That if d is GCD of a and n, so d divides a and d divides n, right? Then by using definition of divisibility, a is equal to dk. Here I have taken k, so dk1, and n is equal to dk2 for some k1 k2 belongs to set of integers, and we know that a minus b is equal to k. So from 1 what we say, a minus b is equal to nk. So substitute value of a and n in this equation. So we will get a has value dk1 minus b as it is, and n has value dk2, right? So I will take b outside. So b outside, so we get dk1 minus dk2 is equal to b. That is we have to write b is equal to, I will take d as a common, into bracket k1 minus k2. So k1 k2 belongs to set of integer. So k1 minus k2 again set of integer. So I will write this as d is equal to k3. So p. So since k1 k2 belongs to set of integer, then I will write k3 is equal to k1 minus k3, again set of integers. So what we say here, that implies d divides b. So from this relation, a instead of a n is equal to d, and what we have here, d divides a and d divides n, right? And from that case, what we get here, d divides b, and also we have d divides n, means this element. So b and n are the elements of these sets, right? So b and n means here what we get, d divides a, we have d divides a and d divides n, and from that case we get d divides b, and also we know that d divides n. So this is the condition. So d divides b, d divides n means what? D divides g. That implies d divides g. So this is equation number 2. Also we have what we have, g instead of b and g, g instead of b and n is equal to g. Then by definition of divisibility, g divides b and g divides n. Then again we get b is equal to g. So I have k3, so I will take k4, and n is equal to g k5 for some k4 k5 belongs to set of integers, right? So and from 1, so we have from equation number 1, then equation 1 becomes, what is equation 1? A minus b is equal to n into k. So we have value of b and n. So a minus b has value g k4 is equal to n has value g k5. n has value g k5 into k, right? So sorry, something mistake here. N has value dk2 into k, and here again dk2 into k into here again k. Here I will take k2 into k, which belongs to set of integers. So here I get a is equal to, I will take gk4 outside. So gk4 plus gk5 into k. So take g outside. So k4 plus k5 k. So a, and this is, I will write g into k dash, where k dash is equal to k4 plus k5k belongs to set of integers. So here a, then by using definition, g divides a. So we have g divides a and also g divides n and g divides n. So g is the g instead of b and n, and g divides a. So g divides a and g divides n means what? G divides d. So what we say, g divides d. So this is equation number 2. Here d divides g and here g divides d. So this is equation 3. So from equation 2 and 3, what we say there? From 2 and 3, we say that here d divides g and g divides d. So from this equation, what we say that G must be plus minus G, but D and G are GCD and GCD always positive, but D and G both are GCD, greatest common divisor, and which is always positive, which is always positive. So what we say that implies D is equal to G, and D is nothing but GCD of A and N, and G is nothing but GCD of B and M. Hence the proof. Let us see next theorem, that A and B be any two integers and N belongs to set of natural numbers, then A and B, A congruous to B mod N if and only if A and B leave the same remainder when divided by N. Let's see the theorem. So this is the statement of the theorem. A and B are two integers and A congruous to B mod N. Here if and only if case, then A and B leave the same remainder when divided by N. So here is if and only if case, means we have to prove this theorem by two parts. So if part here, from condition A congruous to B modulo N, then show that A and B leave the same remainder when divided by N. And second part, converse part, if we have A and B leave the same remainder when divided by N. Let's start the proof. Suppose what we have, A congruous to B modulo N, and then we have to show that A and B leave the same remainder. Suppose A is congruous to B modulo N, then we have to show that A and B leave the same remainder, and we show that A and B leave the same remainder when divided by N. So if I divide by A, then will which gives remainder which is same as when we divide by N with to B, so which gives both same remainders. Now what we have, A congruous to B modulo N, A congruous to B modulo N. Then by using definition, what we have to write it here, so N divides A minus B, that implies there exists K such that A minus B is equal to N into K for some K belongs to set of integers, right? So I will write here B is equal to minus B on right hand side, so B plus N K. So here A is equal to B plus N K. Now if I apply division algorithm between B and N, then means what, we divide B by N. So what will happen? So applying division algorithm to B and N, then there exist integers Q and R such that, how to exist, here we have to divide B by N, so B is equal to N into Q plus remainder R. So what is the condition on R? We have, this is division algorithm between N and B and N, so we divide B by N, then there exists quotient Q plus remainder R. So remainder R has condition 0 less than equal to R, which is strictly less than N, right? That is when we divide B by N, we get remainder here R, right? That is R is remainder when divided by when B is divided by N. So we divide B by N, we get remainder R, right? So R has condition 0 less than equal to R less than N. So I will write this is equation. So this is equation number 1. So from equation 1, what we get? 1 has equation A equal to B plus NK. So A is equal to B plus N into K. Also value of B. So this is equation 1. So the equation 2 becomes, so value of B is equal to N into Q plus r plus n into k. So I will take n as a common. So n into q plus k plus r. So here a. Here again, this is again division algorithm between a and n, means we divide a by n, then there exists quotient q plus k and r is the remainder. So value of r is 0 less than equal to r, which is less than n here again, and here q, k and r are set of integers, right? So which again shows that here what we have here, when b is divided by n and we get remainder r, and again a is divided by n, again we get remainder r, we get same remainder when divided by b and a by n, right? So this shows that here which shows that a and b leave the same remainder when divided by n, right? This proves the first part, means what we have a congruous to b mod n, then we have shown that a and b leave the same remainder when divided by n. Now we will prove converse part, means first what we have here, a and b leave the same remainder when divided by n, and we have to show that a is congruous to b modulo n. Let's see the converse part. So conversely we have to show that a and a congruous to b modulo n. Suppose what we have things, so we have a and b leave the same remainder when divided by n. Suppose we have a and b leave the same remainder when divided by n. A and b leave the same remainder, means we have to write then by using division algorithm. We apply division algorithm for a and n and b and n, then which shows that which leaves same remainder. So I will apply a and n. So a is divided by n, then there exists q plus remainder r, and after applying division algorithm between b and n, then what will we get? B is congruous to n, then there exists quotient q dash plus same remainder. Here both when a divided by n we get remainder r, here again b divided by n we get remainder r. So we have both has same remainder when divided by n. Now to show that a is congruous to b modulo n, so what is the condition on r here? Here 0 less than, in both the condition 0 less than equal to r, which is less than n, and here q dash and r belongs to what? Q dash r belongs to set of integers, right? Then what we have to show here, a congruous to b modulo n, means n divides a minus b, right? So I will take taking subtraction of these two. So what will we get? So a minus b is equal to, so a has value n into q plus r minus b has value n into q dash plus r. So nq plus r minus nq dash minus r. So plus r minus r get cancelled, so remaining term nq minus nq dash. So here a minus b, so which is n into q minus q dash. So q dash belongs to set of integer, that implies q minus q dash again belongs to set of integers, right? So here a minus b, so a minus b is equal to n into, I will write q1, where q minus q dash is equal to q1 belongs to set of integer. Then by using definition of divisibility, n divides a minus b, and by using definition of congruence modulo n, so we get a is congruous to b modulo n, and hence the proof of the theorem. So we have proved this theorem by two parts. first condition we have A congruous to B modulo n, and we have shown that A and B leave the same remainder, which is R. And second part, converse part, we have A and B leave the same remainder when divided by n. So we have this condition, and we have proved that A congruous to B modulo n. Hence the proof of the theorem. Thank you.